Yes, you can hide it.
Are you sure this is good enough for you? Is this good enough for you?
Yes, it's good enough for me. You can hide it.
Rare.
Rare indeed.
Well, welcome. We have really struggled lately to get the podcast started. I don't know what it is, but it's like we've never done this before. Anyways, my name is Manny.
And I'm Shawn.
And together we bring you the Moss Podcast, available on all streaming platforms and YouTube.
Correct. Hey, y'all. Welcome to episode 41.
41.
Of the Moss Podcast.
Yes. And he emphasized 41 because I was making a video and I said 40, and 40 is already out. So
you did do that.
I apologize. I also apologize if you watched our last one. We became Smurfs, blue Smurfs. During the video for some weird reason. We don't know why. So we hope you enjoyed that special effect.
It's fine. It fixed itself.
It did. But we were blue for some time.
It's fine. Everything is fine.
Or did you take an edible and we looked blue?
Yo, some edibles? Edibles that have you... Oh, yeah. Okay.
In all types of ways.
Yeah.
Question.
I mean, considering that you just told them that. But
guess
whatever.
I should have gone backwards on that. Oh, well, it's fine. Here we are, another day, another dollar, another podcast episode.
And another right taken away from you.
I'm going to sip my coffee.
So, how are you doing?
You know, I'm done with my first class, so I'm doing great.
Good.
Less stress. So it's been nice. I always say work is work. You know, the Supreme Court really trying to bust my balls. But, you know, it's the lay of the land now, I guess. You know, affirmative action. Your student loans. I was the last one. Oh, discrimination.
We will get to that in a minute.
Yeah, but I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. How much time do you have off from school? 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah. I go back July 10th. I think.
Fine. Well, at least it's after the 4th.
What is the 4th?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm doing well. I caught some sort of cold bug from work.
Just sneezing everywhere.
So the last 2 days have been trying to recover from that.
This is why I say, if you're sick, keep your ass at home. Don't bring your germs to the job for somebody else to bring home to their house.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I haven't been sick yet.
I mean, I'm the person you're most in close contact with.
So I avoid getting sick? Is that what?
Yeah, because you're not around other people.
Oh, true.
But yeah, other than that, it's been a busy week, but it's been a good week.
Awesome.
Yep.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So welcome back again. We say it all the time. We say it like 5 times on the podcast, but we really do appreciate everyone that comes out, watches us, listens to us, likes, shares, engages in the social media world. So
yes,
thank you. Gracias. I don't know any other language.
Konnichiwa. That does not mean thank you. No, arigato.
Arigato. Yes. Got another one. Does anybody listen? It's Japan, right?
Yes.
Yes. If you listen from Japan, hit us up. I want to go to Japan.
Because konnichiwa is hello.
Sure.
And arigato is thank you, I think.
Teach us the ways. Teach us the ways.
All right.
So we jump into the issue? Or did you want to have a breaking news on the Supreme Court?
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, it's going to be on the issue. It's fine.
It is?
Is it?
No.
Oh.
That's not our issue this year.
Oh.
Week. Where have you been? See, between all the snot blowing and coughing, I was talking to a brick wall this whole week, I guess.
I know the relationship topics are in the issue on the table, but I guess the Supreme Court is our breaking news banter.
I mean, we could talk about it now. I did not put it in the notes because it literally just happened.
Okay. So let's talk about it.
Okay. What is there to talk? 6 racist Supreme Court justices. What else should I say?
So
maybe racist is a strong word. I don't know.
They had a bunch of cases before them this week that they were trying to get done before they go on vacation.
I wish I was going on vacation. Do they have to request PTO?
I have no idea how any of that works. But one of the cases was the student loan forgiveness, which they shut down. The other one was affirmative action in college applications. That got shut down. And then last but not least was a graphic designer from Colorado who did not want to build websites for gay couples because it was against her religious beliefs. And she won, which made it okay for businesses to discriminate, which is wild. It's wild in the sense that this isn't something that should be happening. But
look, they have told you what they want to do. They want the old America back. That's all. They want their old America back, where we were all in a closet and we were segregated into our own cues of town. That's what they want.
But this one, I feel like, will backfire quickly because if it's okay to discriminate against LGBTQ people just because she's Christian, and then there was the whole mailman thing of him not wanting to work on Sundays because he was a Christian and he had to observe. Well, the Sabbath is really Saturday, but whatever.
I mean, it's sad when he don't even know.
So I'm just like, excuse me.
Yeah, he's sick. I told him he couldn't do that.
I'm human. Anyway, what is going to stop anyone else from discriminating against a MAGA person or discriminating against a white person? Apparently, you're not allowed to discriminate against Jewish or Muslim people because that's a religious thing. But a class of people can be discriminated against. So I'm very confused at how they think this is going to fly.
It's just the hypocrisy of this court, the hypocrisy of the conservative house. I don't even know what to say anymore about it. Everything that just keeps happening, I'm like, well, I expected that to happen.
I mean, I'm in the same place. Like, I'm numb to it because at this point, I can't do anything about it.
No.
I can't change anybody's mind. I can vote, but that's about as far as the power that I have goes.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting from a law perspective how that law gets interpreted in other cases. So if somebody says, I don't allow people with MAGA hats in my
restaurant,
because you can say, it's your belief. It's my religious belief that Trump supporters cannot enter my business. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to get interpreted into the law now.
And here's where it gets. I saw this on a thread on a forum I was reading. What happens when said MAGA person goes to said restaurant and it's open carry or permitless carry like we have here starting in July?
Look,
like
we can sit here and write all kinds of assumptions and scenarios of how this will play out. And it's sad.
I mean, it is sad.
This is 2023 America. And what's even more, I saw members of the LGBTQ community just celebrating this particular ruling, specifically the Colorado one. And I never understand, and I wish somebody would explain it to me, why they feel that the person in Colorado has a right. Like, why can't we just treat everybody equally? You're a business, you decided to go into business, then you provide a service.
At the end of the day, that is it. You decided to start a business. If a certain clientele isn't what you're going after, then you can say that. But like, don't start a business if you're not here to serve everyone.
Yeah. I mean, with me, you can go fuck yourself with that shit. If you tell me you don't want to serve the gay people, that's fine. I'm going to take my money somewhere else. Right. Period. Amen.
Period. Point blank. Period.
And I'm not going to waste another cent trying to sue you. I just don't got time. Life is too short for that. But it'll be interesting how this particular case plays out. How the religious holiday and being forced to work, how that comes into play with other cases, because now this becomes the lay of the land, the law of the land, and then other cases now have to interpret that law into other potential cases.
The thing about the LGBTQ one is crazy because it was a hypothetical. Like, there wasn't anyone suing her.
Well, Colorado did pass the law.
Yes.
That specifically mentioned no discrimination. So she took it upon herself to make it, well, what if, because I don't do X, Y, Z.
And no one had came to you to do that at all. Though.
Honestly, I wouldn't have gone to you, sweetie. Your work didn't look that good.
Actually, it doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
And I'm just, I mean, this is America now. This is what it is. This is what we have boiled down to, all because nobody wanted to vote for Hillary in 2016 because y'all thought it was a joke. And now we are reaping what we sowed. We got Donald Trump. He was allowed to put three justices on the court, all conservative. And now our rights are slowly being stripped away.
Yeah. I mean, this is the last part I'll say on this. The court should never be conservative or liberal. The court should enforce law. And the conservatives will spit in your face that it's the Constitution. But when we look at the amendments that were made, they were made for good reasons. Right. Even if you refer back to Hamilton, the Constitution was a mess. He said it.
It needs amendments.
It needs amendments. They created amendments themselves of the Constitution they wrote.
It's supposed to be a living body of work. It's not supposed to be this strict, rigid, we have to follow this to the letter.
Constitution was meant to evolve as society evolved. But our friends on the conservative side don't see it that way. And I have nothing else to say besides, you make your informed decision as a citizen of this country, who you're going to vote for in the next election. And I hope that it brings you prosperity and peace and love, because right now I'm not feeling the love in the United States of America.
No, every day we wake up to a different law, a different right being taken away in opposition to something, and they don't want to help anybody. There's nothing else to say. No, it is what it is.
Do what you got to do in 2024, your elections, whatever you believe is right. I'm going to do what I keep trying to do, which is what I believe is right, that every human should be treated just as equally, regardless of their beliefs, sexual orientation, yada, 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 yada. If they're not out here bothering me, they're not out here threatening my life, why should I be in it? Why should I deny somebody a service or a good? I don't know. This is where we're at in 2024. So that was our breaking news. Wasn't really in the notes, as I said, but it happened. We had a whole ass conversation at lunchtime about this.
Oh, we did.
So we thought we'd bring it along to the pod. But now we're going to move into
the issue on the table,
because it's going to be fun.
Yes, let's have some fun.
have some fun. I want to take a ride on your disco. Is it stick? Is that
Yes. What word were you going to say though?
I don't know. Didn't she do one with like a Christmas tree?
Yes.
Sit on
It's
my
called Christmas tree.
Sit
and
on
you
my-
did not sit on it.
Oh. Lady Gaga, look it up. Whatever. So we turn to you, our faithful Instagram followers and other social media platforms of the world, and asked you to tell us your questions about relationships, advice, our relationship. What do we think about XYZ?
All the things.
All the things. And we're going to have a good time after the drowning of Supreme Court at the beginning. So I hope you've made it further than that. Maybe we'll create a chapter for that position in case somebody doesn't want to listen to.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So let's jump into the first question, shall we?
Let's go.
You got to hit the arrow. I know I always got to provide these instructions.
I thought you were going to hit
Shit,
it.
that's short. Oh, it's so small. I can't see it.
Oh, Lord.
Oh. What are some common deal breakers that you think people just need to get over it?
Common deal breakers.
Oh.
So I'll just speak for myself quickly. My deal breaker with him was smoking. He was a smoker when I met him. And
He's lying, Mom. He's lying.
Mira, hijo de la gran puta, coño. Yo no te dije a ti que lavara los fucking trastes. Yo te dije a ti, coño.
Girl, you is 30 whole 9 years old. Your mama don't care. You were doing way worse than that. Anyway.
This is not putting Manny's business on the world of YouTube
Sorry.
and streaming services.
Anyway, so he was a smoker. I had been said,
I
like,
don't even think my sister knew that.
in my when I was looking for someone or to be in a relationship, I would not be with a smoker. One, I can't stand your stank breath. Sorry for those of you who smoke and take care of that. That's on you. The smell makes me nauseous and I hate being around it. So I told him, hey, it's cool that you smoke, but like if we're going to be together, then you gotta stop.
Mhm.
And you stopped.
Okay. But the question was...
I know what the question is. I don't know of a deal breaker that people need to get over. If it's something petty, like, you know, the person doesn't put away their toothbrush or...
Well, I'm thinking like Indian Matchmaker. We've watched that show, and
Those are real petty.
like some of the things that they talk about is like, I need a man who's bald. I need a man who is tall, or they can't be shorter than me by an inch. And so, I mean, some of those deal breakers, like people missed on really good partners.
Yes, because they weren't flexible in the partner that had been selected for them, which is a shame.
Yeah, because they lined up completely. It was just, they were bald and they wanted them with hair.
Right. Like, I know a lot of people have sometimes people have a specific mate in mind. Like, this is the person I want to be with. But reality is different from your imagination. And you could be really missing out on someone just because of a stupid deal breaker.
Yeah. I say put petty deal breakers away. Don't have this, I want Prince Charming from Disneyland as my partner, because it's just not real. Those are fake movies. Like, everyone's going to be different. Yes, you want to find some similarities with your partner, but I think not being 100% the same, which is what we noticed in that show, they pretty much want a carbon copy of who they are.
Right.
And that's not possible. So, I mean, I think anything that's a petty deal breaker, just get over it, honestly, because you may be missing out on love, or maybe even kind of ruining your own relationship.
True.
Like,
And then they may get something that they thought in their head, and then that person just treats them like crap or isn't what they thought it would be.
yeah.
But they got the look right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anything petty, for sure, get over it. Moving on.
Question number 2. Are you married? If yes, when did you know it was the time to? If not, do you plan to?
We are not married. We've been together 19 years.
We've been together for 19 years. We have flirted with the idea of marriage, especially in 2020, I wanted to say. We thought about just doing the courthouse thing, just to make it legal. I do want us at some point to get power of attorney for each other because we don't have that. Even though our families are very connected and close and know each other, like you just never know what can happen. And I don't...
Especially in today's political climate.
Especially in today's political... I mean, that'll be the next thing they take away. But I don't want anything to happen to either one of us, first of all. But if something were to, I want to make sure that the other one is safe and secure in the fact that they have control over things.
Yeah. Yeah. Marriage to me is just a funny thing. And I think there's two sides to it. And some people really don't agree with me on it. Like a lot of people in the LGBTQ community are like, we fought so hard to get gay marriage. You don't want to get married. And I'm like, I mean, again, back to, is my relationship bothering you? Is my relationship affecting your life? If you want to get married, by all means, go out and get married, celebrate it. Invite me. I'll come. I'll bring you a present. But like for you telling me that I need to get married because we fought hard to get gay marriage approved, that doesn't sit well with me. I think that's a decision that we come to. And if Shawn told me, let's get married, sure, we'll go do it.
Let's get married.
Okay. Well.
Okay. And I have nothing wrong with marriage. I just think it's so, our society is so focused on marriage that that's a whole nother podcast episode.
It is up to the individual. Well, as a couple, but some people are okay with just someone being their partner and not necessarily being married. And for others, marriage is something that they aspire and really want to do. So it's just up to the individual couple.
Yeah, I support whoever wants to get married.
Same.
Just don't bother me. But
we have friends that are married.
Yeah, we have friends that are married.
That are married.
We have friends that aren't married, and they've been together for a very long time. So, yeah. What do we have next?
Question number 3. When did y'all fall in love with each other? And who said I love you first?
Crickets.
Insert crickets here.
I don't remember.
So
yeah, it's been 19 years.
It has been 19 years. It has been a while. For me, I can only speak for myself, obviously. I feel like getting to know him and talk to him, like we told you in a previous episode of how we met. I feel like that was a slow process in getting to know him. And the more that I got to know him, the more I started to feel things for him. And then actually meeting him and, you know, even though we were both in different places and relationships at the time, I immediately felt a connection with him. Now, I was fine with that being a friendship at the time, but I would say just that initial talking and get to know him led up to me falling in love.
Yeah, I don't remember like time frame. I would say it was under a year. I wouldn't say.
Of saying I love you?
Yeah.
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 I don't know who said it first.
I don't either. I don't remember. I want to say it was Shawn.
I feel like it was me.
I was a cold-hearted.
Right. That's why I would say it was me, because I am very feely.
Yes, he was very forward with his emotions. I was not.
Yes, he could in the past be very cold. But sometimes still, but therapy has really melted that heart.
So yeah, I don't remember, but I would say within the first year,
Yeah,
we were spending like almost every day together.
we were.
So even when he had to get up at 5 a.m. to go to work.
Oh my God, those days. Ugh, whatever.
What's a piece of advice you would provide for a new relationship?
Do you want to go first?
Communication. Bitch.
Communication is number one.
It's
one.
Like, people ask us like all the time, like, oh my God, you've been together 19 years. And when we say communication, it's like, oh, well, that's so stereotypical. And honestly, it's not.
There's a way to communicate, and when we're saying communication, we're not just saying talk to each other, but talk to each other about everything, how you are feeling, what made you mad, why you were mad, why it took so long to apologize. Like, talk about everything.
What are your needs in a relationship?
That is super important. Needs and wants.
Like, everything changes over time. Your needs and wants may change.
Yes.
You have to communicate that, because then you just fester this level of anger or resentment towards the other person when that person might not even know what the hell is happening.
Your partner is not a mind reader. I think everyone should remember that. No one can know what's going on in your head. So don't expect something from someone, and then when they don't do it, you get mad at them. Because if you didn't communicate that to them, there's no way in the world they would know.
Yeah. And then you're both just sitting on the couch pissed off. Neither one of you knowing why.
Right.
So as simple as it sounds, communication can solve so many things.
It can.
But also communicating in the right way, which is not something we used to do very well at the beginning.
No. No, in the beginning, we did not communicate very well. My second piece of advice is to not give up so easily. I know that we live in a day and age where it is super easy to hop on an app or whatever and find the next one. Beyonce was right. You can definitely find another one in a minute.
In a minute.
But if the person that you are with is worth it, then don't give up. I see it so many times that people get together and then they fall apart over the stupidest, pettiest shit. And then they've moved on the next week to someone else.
We would not be here if we gave up quickly.
That's my piece of advice is communicate and don't give up.
And know that, again, a relationship is not the end of Cinderella.
Oh, no.
A relationship is work.
It's work, girl.
Work every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 24/7. It is work.
It's been 19 years and it's still work.
Right. And I mean, and not to sound like, oh God, it's dreadful. It's just, you have to work on your relationship. We all change. Our personalities change. Life changes.
We are definitely not the same people we were when we met.
No.
Not at all.
I was also like another 50 pounds heavier. So. Anyways, moving on. Is that good? That was a good day.
That's good. How long before y'all moved in together?
Was it? It was over a year.
It was over a year. I want to say it was like 2 years.
I think it was almost 2 years.
Because I didn't move in with you until after Camden Isles.
You moved in when I was at Camden Isles.
Okay.
Towards the end.
Yeah. Towards the end of that. I don't know what year that was.
It was almost 2 years though.
Yeah.
Before we moved in together.
Yeah.
I don't know that there was any particular reason. It was more so like I had a roommate with my bestie. We had our apartment. He was renting a room from his friend. So I don't think we were in a position to
really
move anywhere.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to, like, he would stay over a lot when I was with my bestie, but I didn't want to move him in. Like, that wasn't right. We went into an apartment together. her and I, and to bring. I know she loves Shawn, but yeah. So I think it was about 2 years. But again, it wasn't any particular reason. It was just we all had our own housing commitments we couldn't get out of.
Yeah. I think moving in is a decision that you will know when it's time.
Yeah, it's very different for everybody. I think.
Yeah. And then I will say that moving in with someone is different from just having them over.
Yes, it definitely is. That's another piece where we talk about work. Like you build this relationship with somebody, you spend a night here and there, you go out to dinner, you go out to the movies.
And it's cute.
It's cute. Then all of a sudden you wake up and this person is there.
Oh, you still here.
And then you get to evening and they still there. So it is, when we talk about work, that is a period of adjustment. That's a period that you're going to learn each other's habits and how they go about living.
You're going to learn those little things that annoy you that you didn't know about them.
I'm getting so sick of you.
And then you have to learn how to live with that or compromise. Compromise is a big word. And one that will definitely help you.
Take that back to the one question advice. Yes. Compromise.
Compromise.
In a fair way, of course.
Of course.
All right.
Since y'all allowing us to be nosy, LOL, who has the most bitchy moments?
Me. Absolutely me. 100%.
100% Manny. It is.
I own that shit.
Manny. And he owns it. And I'm happy that he owns it. And I'm not saying that I can't have my own, but he just has more than me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot less since therapy, but it's definitely me. 100%. I used to make Shawn cry, y'all. I don't know why he's still here.
If y'all only understood, like when we first got together, Manny is super sarcastic. And me being from where I'm from, I was never around a lot of sarcasm or sarcastic people. So when he would say things, I would take them to heart and they would break my heart. And they would, because I am the feely one, like my feelings would be crushed.
He took everything serious.
Didn't know how to handle it.
And 9 out of 10 times I was just fucking with him.
So that was the first 2 years or so.
Yes.
Fun times.
Did we skip the question? Go back. Okay, yeah, we answered that. Okay, never mind. Yes, me, 100%.
All right, question number 7.
Okay.
Open relationships, yay or nay?
Yay with an asterisk. Wait, is this for us or? Okay, if you're asking in general.
They're asking.
Okay.
I don't know if they're asking if we're in an open relationship, but sure, feel free to answer.
No, we are not. But yay, I don't think there's anything wrong with open relationships as long
as you communicate.
Yes, as long as there is communication with both intended parties or all intended parties. Set your ground rules, set your non-negotiables, deal breakers that you don't agree upon.
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to say?
Nothing. Are you done?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I also am a yay. I believe that if it works for your relationship, then do it. I don't pass judgment on people in open relationships because I'm not in that relationship. It has nothing to do with me. But yes, I agree. Communication is key for open relationships. I do know a couple that is in an open relationship and they love each other like no other. And it works for them and they're happy and they've been together for many years.
Yeah. I mean, again, it goes back to it's none of your business. If somebody is in an open relationship, it's their relationship. And if it works for them, it works for them. I would hope they all have their ground rules set up and whatever.
Right.
So there's no hurt feelings. And it is fine. Like, if I've heard the argument that open relationship just means you're unhappy in your relationship, and I don't think that's factual.
I don't think so either.
I can see where somebody might have more love to give, or at times maybe that person complements a part of the other person that just doesn't get fulfilled for whatever reason.
Right.
And both parties are okay with that. And that's so, as long as you guys are communicating.
Right. Not to spill too much tea, but I do know someone in a open relationship. And the reason why they are is because their partner has less of a sex drive than they do. And they talked about it, and they were both in agreement and both on the same page about it. And I mean, they still live together. They still do things together. It's just that one part of the relationship needed some fixing. So they decided to open it up. To me, like I said in the beginning, if it works for you, it works for you. And that's the only person it has to work for.
Yeah. You don't have to prove anything to anybody else at all. All right. Próxima. Did you ever want to break up during your relationship?
Ooh. Tea.
There were times in the early stages where I was just like, this motherfucker just doesn't understand me.
Lies. Oh, truth. Go ahead. Go off.
Yeah. I mean, in the early stages, like when we would have our spats with my sarcasm, I'd be like, this man doesn't get me. Like, I can't be with somebody who doesn't get me. So yeah, in the early stages, sure, I did.
So you thought about breaking up with me?
Yeah. But did I?
You did.
Okay.
You
I
still
worked on
here.
it. I saw the value in our relationship.
I can't say that I ever fully thought about breaking up with you. There were times when I was like, I don't know if I can handle this situation. Because there were times where, before therapy, there were times when I would hold on to things internally, which would really eat me up inside. And I was not communicating those things to him. So there was no way that he would know what I was going through. But, stuck it out, worked through things, and became a better communicator, obviously. So I don't hold on to things like I used to. Because that I would hold on to things and then bring them up later, way later, after I'd
be so mad. I'm like, what are you bringing this crap up now?
I'm like, I would hold on to things until I couldn't, and I would blow my top. And that's not a way to handle things.
Yes. Shawn learned something new about our relationship today. Next question. We'll see if we're back.
Thanks, y'all. Thank you.
We'll see if we're back together for 42, episode 42.
What do you value most in your relationship?
What do you value most? You made me answer the last one.
I think I value just the support that we give each other.
Whoops.
The support that we give each other. Whenever I need a push, or I may feel like, I'm dragging or I'm not doing the things that I need to be doing, he is a good reminder of who I am, where I'm at. I think I do the same for him, like supporting him when he was going back to school, in the different things where he might not feel as confident. I will give him that extra push, that extra boost. And just that we are loving and open with each other.
I would kind of say the same, like supportive in everything I do. So I definitely value that in our relationship, that we can support each other like that. Even when we're like, I don't know. Like I pushed him to do that book. And I was like, I don't know if this is going to be too much work, but I knew he was capable of doing it when he was doubting himself. So I think support is good.
Yeah.
Our support.
I mean, you need a supportive partner because that is your rock. That is the person that you go to.
100. Who typically apologizes first in an argument?
That really depends on the argument.
I think we both have come a long way with therapy where our arguments are different.
Yes.
Like one person might be mad over something, but we communicated pretty fast to where I think we unintentionally both just end up apologizing.
Now, yes.
Now, yes.
Back then? No.
It wasn't me.
No, because we would
apologizing first.
We could be in the house.
I'd be like, absolutely not.
All day and not talk to each other or just the bare minimum. And then like later on that night, like at dinner or whatever, somebody will finally be like, look, I'm sorry for blah, 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 blah. And then the other person will be like, I'm sorry for blah, blah, blah. And then we just get on with our night. I don't miss those days.
No.
Things are much better now. But
I think now we definitely track it a lot better. Usually we nip the argument pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I apologize for this. And then I apologize for having interpreted this.
Yes.
So, yeah. It evolves. See, relationships are just evolving every day.
That's what they do. Do you think relationships can survive if they have a friends with benefits?
You can answer that first.
What was that face? Once again,
hit your mic.
This depends on the relationship and your communication. I'm assuming that both people have decided on this friends with benefits, because if you haven't, then it's just an open relationship.
True.
Right? Okay. But yes, I do think it can survive. Everybody's an adult. Everybody knows what they signed up for. The only way that gets messy is when people catch feelings. But
unless they're intended to catch feelings.
And unless that is what you're going for. If you're going for a poly relationship, or then maybe that's what you want.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's possible with communication and making sure both people agree with the person and agree with what may happen in that scenario.
Right.
Whether it's just the platonic we're dating or whether you're doing some other extracurriculars.
Yay.
Bow, chicka, wow. Wow.
So we answered all your questions.
There's a lot of questions. Thank y'all for submitting them.
Yes, thank you. That was fun.
That was fun. Yeah. Let us know if you have further questions. This one we didn't get as many responses to this ask. I don't know, were y'all bashful asking questions? I told you we'd answer them, just nothing too, we don't want the poor kids to be ruined by this podcast.
I mean, if they ain't ruined by Manny's cussing, then them learning about blah, blah, blah ain't gonna hurt them. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, we thank everybody for submitting their questions. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope we've provided you with some advice of 19 years of survival.
But
yeah, seriously, just communication. I remember growing up, my parents would teach this class to married couple or people that are going to get married. Mm-hmm. And communication was one of the topics. And it's so simple, but people mess it up so much.
They do. Communication, I feel like, is the one thing that people lack.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the downfall of many relationships, besides other things. But I think communication is the one that really, and just know that you and your partner may grow and have different interests, and you got to tell them. Because if you don't tell them, they don't know, and then things start to happen.
No one's a mind reader.
So we're going to close the issue on the table.
I didn't know what we were doing there. That was new.
Yeah, keep it fresh.
Okay.
Shall we go to the corners?
Sure, go first.
All right. So come on down to my corner. Hey y'all, welcome back to my little corner. I actually have one this week.
Ooh.
So it's in my little phone. I can't afford a foldable, so I gotta hold my phone. The foldable costs $1,800. And now I gotta pay my student loans back. So I just want to talk about Kelly Clarkson's new album called Chemistry.
Oh.
I've been digging it. I told y'all Kelly's my white girl. So I like to listen to
I'm my white girl. Go.
Everybody's like, all you listen to is reggaeton. I'm like, no, I listen to some other people. In this case, Kelly Clarkson. So her new album is post breakup, marriage. Divorce. Sorry. That's the word I was looking for. So it's kind of a breaking up, telling about her relationship, the insecurities, but also her empowerment to move on and love herself. So definitely a vibe for me, the album. I love it. If it came out at a different time of my life, it would have struck some chords. But some of my favorites are Me, Favorite Kind of High, Red Flag Collector, and That's Right. Mine and Me are probably my top two songs out of the album. But I definitely recommend you check out Kelly Clarkson's Chemistry, especially if you're going through a breakup. It's a very good album for that. But Mine and Me are just kind of empowering. Like, you said all these things about me, but it was really you that had the problems.
Right. I like the
there.
album. I listened to it again last night. And some of the ones that you named, I really dug. It is different from our last album, but that's to be expected since she's going through a divorce. But the songs are it not only tells the story of a breakup, but also just relationships in general. Because some of the songs are a little bit more heartbreaky, but then some of the other ones are kind of like, this is why I love you. This is why I fell in love with you.
Yeah.
So it's a great body of work.
That's a good piece of work. She's going to be in Vegas. I'm not going to go, but if she goes on tour, I may go see. I'm not flying to Vegas. I'm sorry. That's too much of a hike to go see somebody perform. The only person that will get me to do that is Bad Bunny.
Not even J-Lo.
J-Lo was in Vegas,
I know,
and I never went. So only Bad Bunny would do that for me. Oh, Tiny's new album, Data, is out. Tiny's a Puerto Rican producer. The album is fire.
As it was explained to me, he is the equivalent to the DJ Khaled.
Yeah, that's what I kind of explained. He's not really on the songs. He produces the songs, and then there's a bunch of features. So
I mean, most reggaeton songs start with them yelling "Tainy," or is that him?
Yeah, I mean, he's produced a lot of music.
Okay,
especially for Bad Bunny. So, but yeah, that's my corner today. Check out Kelly Clarkson's Chemistry. Not sponsored by her at all,
but would love to be.
But if she want to invite us to her show, just entrepreneurs. No, all right. Kick it over to you, buddy. No.
Hey y'all. Welcome to my corner. So I didn't really have a corner this week. But I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Basically, what I want to say is to the people out there, I was raised in a Baptist church all my life. I have a great deal of preachers, deacons, deaconesses in my family. I know church inside and out. But I want to say to those of you, and I know there are some of you out there that are true Christians, do not let these bigoted, hateful Christians paint you in a bad light. a lot of people are doing a lot of things in the name of religion these days, and it is sad. The whole reason for coming to this country was to escape religious persecution, and here we are in the year 2023, just forcing religion on everybody, and just one religion at that, Christianity. They talk about indoctrination all the time, but all I see is the indoctrination of their own kids. All I see is indoctrination, or them trying to indoctrinate this nation to be evangelistic Christian nationalists. That's all I see. Me, myself, personally, I had a love-hate relationship with religion. I stepped away from it for quite some time because I needed to find what was best for me. And now I know what works best for me. I want you to know what works best for you. I don't want any gay, because there are a lot of gay people who are Christians and they go to gay churches where they have gay pastors and everyone is welcome there. I never found that when I moved here. I know there are some churches that do that now, but spirituality, that's the word, is different for everyone. So I just wanted to take this time to reassure everyone that, you know, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever your belief is, I don't care if that's a gummy bear or Jesus Christ himself, hold on to what you believe is right, and not what someone else in your same religion or faith may speak out.
Use his hands like a pastor.
What they think is right. But yeah, I just wanted to, that came on my spirit, especially with everything that's happening right now with the Supreme Court and the bullshit of our entire political system. Anyway, that was my corner.
Sweet. Yeah. I support that. I too have issues with religion. Maybe we'll make it a topic one day. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know if anybody would want to hear that. Let us know. So, any last words for us this week?
It is the last day of Pride. I hope everyone
You're
had
welcome for this ruling from the Supreme Court. Happy Pride. Signed, Justice Clarence Thomas.
Everyone had a good Pride, no matter what you did. If you spent time with friends, if you went clubbing, if you went to Pride, if you went to a parade, if you was on a float, I hope you had a good time. I hope you know that you are loved. I hope you know that there are people out here that care about you. And there's two of them right here. Yes. Those are my last words.
Sweet. My last words this week are I'm lost for words. Which is not very common.
Your last words are, I'm lost for words.
I'm lost for words because I just don't know where the United States of America is going. I mean, I have an idea, and I hope it's not the dark picture that's in my head. But do your research on the people that you decide to vote, and if they truly represent your authentic self and your values and morals, then I guess that's the person you'll vote for. But don't go around talking about you got gay friends voting against them. Just saying.
Just saying.
Well, thank you for coming along on this journey with us on episode 41. Yes, I did just look down because once again, ever since we switched the dates, I am just all messed up. Because even when I was trying to promote the last one, I was putting the wrong number. I got to get used to this new date.
It's fine. It's okay. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. Are we taking next week off?
Oh, yes, we are.
That specific holiday is happening next week. So we're going to take the week off to regroup with the podcast and hopefully let all of y'all get caught up And then are we launching season 3 immediately? Yes. Season 3 might be coming. And what I mean by season changes is we want to update the picture. Honestly, at this point, we can throw the fucking seasons out the garbage. It doesn't matter anymore.
I mean, truly we have. It's just a refreshment is happening.
Yeah, you know, we just want to refresh the brand, the face of the brands. Now that we kind of have a better footing on what this is all about.
Right.
Yeah. As you can tell, if you've been with us from the beginning with the audio, we've come a long way with the audio. Now we're just trying to figure out the ones on you. If you're joining us on YouTube, now we're just trying to figure out lighting and what works best. But I hope you're enjoying all the little extra quirks you get in the YouTube videos with Shawn's additional graphics that always make me chuckle.
Yes. So where can they check that stuff out?
Well, you can find us on. He's throwing me off here. You can find the YouTube on YouTube at youtube.com/@MossPodcast. But you can also follow us on social.
Yes, you can follow us on Instagram at Moss_podcast.
Yes, and you can follow us on TikTok at Moss_podcast22. Twitter's the same. Twitter's dying now. People go to Twitter when Instagram's down. Or when they want to complain about something that happens. # Supreme Court.
You can also email us at mannyandsean@gmail.com. That's MANNYANDSHAWN.
Sweet. So thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy this episode. Once again, we'll be out the 4th. And then we will return. I'm looking at a calendar here. We will return for the 14th of July.
Correct.
That'll be our next. Wait. Nope, that's incorrect.
No, that's incorrect.
We will not be here on the 14th of July.
We won't be here on the 14th. You will get this episode
on the 7th. And then we will return with our refresh season or continuation of our podcast on the 21st of July.
But you won't miss us too much because we do have the rest of our Virgin Voyages series coming out. So look forward to that.
Yes, we have restaurants coming out, and then we will conclude with entertainment. And we hope you'll check it out. It's a good recap rundown on all the little things Virgin Voyages. Knowing that some things may change. Virgin is very much about updating entertainment, food, and everything. So at least you got some knowledge from us if anything changes by the time you get on board.
Right.
Well, thanks for joining us again. Have a great rest of your day. We hope you enjoyed your day off because this comes out the 7th. And we'll see all of you on the 21st. But definitely, or you'll hear us, whichever. But we'll still be active on social. So definitely go out on social. Come engage with us on social. And we'll keep the conversation going, as Janet Jackson says. And then we'll bring you a fresh pod on the 21st.
Yes. So remember, do something good for yourself.
And then do something good for someone else.
Yeah, this is episode 41. How does he not know the ending?
You threw me out the way you've led right into it. Anyways, see y'all later. I'm going to go have one margarita. You go.
Oh. Then let's get some margaritas.
Go check out the One Margarita song, yo. It's crazy. Bye. One margarita. I'm going, 2 more. Oh, you put it in the last video and you put the. I was dying.
I thought you would get a kick out of it.
I almost died.